Adoatv, bringing good things to Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
Good afternoon, viewers, and welcome to yet another exciting edition of your all-favorite weekend educative program, Family Life on Adoatv. My name is Obahima Efe. Nyame amade pa bi achimi no mienu a. Enye ya ho ofe. Enye ebia yesike bia ye wona emome Nyankopon na dom ene ne mobro hu na yeda so team kwem. And answer na ebe dwumedi as we would like to say a very big thank you to our sponsors. Spiffy clothing. Just say open print wears papa b any embroideries. Just get in touch with them and they will help you out. We also say thank you to Vena Mineral Water. Insu pa insu ya kono insu onuma who say yes one miss you and then Vena. We are urging everybody to get Vena for every other occasion, being it parties, weddings, engagements. You know, just get in touch with them and they'll sort you out quickly. We also say thank you to Sonotech Medical Diagnostic. Your breast cancer month. This is a month for all ladies. Wherever you are, you need our breast. And once I want to for their breast, it was all quite check what is in the breast, whether you are safe or you are not safe. If you are not safe, you get treatment as early as possible. So you don't develop the cancer. It will result in you having one of your breasts being cut off. No. So we say thank you to the sponsors. Stay tuned. We're going for a quick 10. When we come back, the show continues. And I'll introduce our guest in the studio and our topic for discussion today.
Breast cancer is very scary and all, but for some reason, a lot of women think that it could never happen to them. October is here again. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We've come to know that breast cancer is the one cancer that's killing more women than any other cancer in women. This means that all of us need to be concerned and all of us need to take the requisite steps to ensure that we get screened, know whether or not we have anything to be concerned about, and most importantly, know that there is a cure. Breast cancer can be treated and is best when it's detected early. So take advantage of this Breast Cancer Awareness Month and go and get screened. There's free screening available. If you go to Sonotech in Accra, in their branches at the West Hills Mall in Tema or Osu, you can get your screening done for absolutely no fee at all. Also, if you'd like to do a mammogram or an ultrasound, you get it as a good discount during the month of October. It's time for all of us to get tested. Let us get screened. Let us know whether or not we have anything to be concerned about. And most importantly, let us know that if you do have any signs of breast cancer, the earlier it's detected, the better it is for you, your family, and your loved ones. This year, I'm happy to partner with Sonotech during the Breast Cancer Awareness Month to get more and more women interested in taking steps to know whether or not we have anything to be concerned about. Stay safe and get screened. My name is Na Shoko. I'm a broadcaster.
John, wofi ni nyum. Wow, ede ye fe, ede wabɔ adwuma. I check wofi na, o ye fe wankasa from Adoatv. Oh, na Simon roofing sheets aba bebre nice keke. Why na ka kire o? Adoatv roofing sheet de, enye nice keke o. Wo de bodan so a eche yie, enwe na ache. Na wo ne colors ahodo fe bebre. No mu ne free roofing sheet no de. Wo nya dad wa bia o. Na so de bodan so a ejire so pampe. Wo tumi so kire mo se ne ope roofing sheet no. Ye twa de sama pepepe. Mama po Adoatv mo ni de. Wo ma technical advice na estimate free or professional installers so aware your on-site installation. Ni boss kura da fam pa. Oh yes, quality ni boda feminine. Adoatv 5 days pay na mo sa kan order na wo ye after sales service proper bin so. Hwehwe Adoatv Watema Community 2, Meridian Road, Ebenkoko Board Warehouse, Western Region. So Adoatv Wotakrade Anaji, ye Princeland Hotel and di hwene mu. And na Volta Region ye wo Akachi South District Assembly kwan so ha.
Welcome back, viewers, from the break. It's still your show Family Life on Adoatv, and my name is Obahema Efe. I'm Kwesi Adadru. No one say about 12:30 more, call 1:30. And now we program Family Life, where we talk about marital issues or goals. Okay, our main aim is to make sure say we have a successful marriage, learn things that you do not know about, correct some mistakes that we've been doing in marriages that are not acceptable. That is what we are promoting on this platform. We'd like to say thank you to our sponsors once again for sponsoring this program. Today's topic is issues of pride in marriage. I say ahomaso, ahomaso, ewa warimwa. So aso ben e de bro. I eboa, aso eboa and I say eboa. We'll look at all these things in the course of the discussion. And with me here is my mathematician and a scientist. Me Papa Bakope, Reverend Felix Pakabeni. Welcome.
Thank you.
And Sunday, how was church?
Church was so sweet, so powerful.
Oh.
And we didn't even want to stop.
Oh.
It is said, the Bible says that the spirit of the prophet is subject unto the prophet. So we are there as yes, we carry the inferior with us.
Yeah.
And God was too good for us.
Sure. I hope the family is fine.
They are blessed.
Okay.
Yourself.
By grace.
And viewers, you need to do a magic for me. Help my sister come back. Her house got burnt. And I'm spearheading any of you that are touched. We don't need your old dresses. Just bring money or bring materials and GTP, Holland, bring them and buy us some bags and TV sets and let's bring her back on track. I know you will do it, so God bless you. She didn't ask me to do that, I just did it.
Reverend.
As well. You deserve it. You deserve it.
Oh, thank you.
As well.
It just took me by surprise.
I know, right?
Okay, so we are talking about pride in marriage. What at all is pride?
Pride, to put it in a simple form, is having a feeling or thinking that your way is the best, regardless of whom or what it impacts. So if you are thinking that this is the way I do things, and this is the way it should be done in marriage, this is the way I have grown up to be, this is the way it has to be, and it's a feeling. Most of the time it's a feeling, and sometimes it's a thought. All right, and if you don't even regard whom it's impacting, where it's impacting, and to which extent it's impacting, then it becomes pride. Pride is also when one thing that, well, I need God, but I would have to invite God when I feel like. All right. So then, because you are knowledgeable, you are skillful, you are well connected, so before you do anything, you don't even ask God. You just move straight.
Okay.
It's an act of pride.
Okay.
Pride in itself is not a bad thing, but when you get to a stage where you don't have regard for the impact of your environment,
Okay.
and then secondly, when you don't need the support of your supreme being,
Okay.
that is where pride becomes negative.
Okay.
But pride is necessary to help those who are downhearted and those who are weak and discouraged. Pride helps you to rise back.
Okay. So what at all will cause pride in marriage? What will push someone to have
There
that
are
pride?
so many things that causes pride.
Okay.
Success brings pride. Comfort brings pride. Educational status brings pride. Promotion brings pride. Even traveling brings pride. When a person is a little enlightened, enlightenment brings pride. Bible says that haughty, the Bible uses the word as haughty. The word haughty is pride.
Okay.
All right. When a person feels like I've arrived, all right, I've been to school, I have passed, I have my first, second, maybe third degree, I'm doing my postgraduate, or I'm working with a prestigious firm, or I married the best lady, Miss Ghana. But in marriage, it happens when a person feels he or she is better or had advanced better than the next party, or his or her view should be the yardstick of the marriage.
Okay. Okay. So earlier on you made mention that pride in other way it's either negative or positive,
Sure.
as in it's helping.
Yeah.
Can we look at the negative aspect of it and then also come back to the positive
Okay.
aspect?
Let me start with, since we deal with the pride in marriage,
In
let me deal
marriage,
with the negative first.
Okay.
Yeah, the negative. Okay, let me deal with the positive side. The positive side of pride helps you to break out of obscurity.
Okay.
It helps you to master courage. It helps you to overcome disgrace, shame, and setback.
How?
Granted, I'm in a setting, all right, and then my mistake has caused maybe some destabilization or a stillness, and so I may be sanctioned or maybe to the extreme, maybe sacked. All right. Now, when I'm sanctioned, I'm demoted or something. the demotion can paralyze me
Okay.
so that I can't come back. Courage works with the feeding of pride. Pride helps you to know your worth. What can I do?
Okay.
What do I stand for? What builds me? My framework. So when I get to know my worth, the circumstances around me does not stop me.
Okay.
So the circumstances is that I'm sanctioned at work. Or let's say before we got married, I got my wife or my intended pregnant. And so society, you know the stigma that is stigmatization, English word, forgive. So then that has a way of demoralizing, breaking me down. But when I get to know who I am, pride.
Okay.
The pride now helps me to master courage, to overcome the shame.
Okay.
All right. I've seen people that are sanctioned in church where, you know, in the settings of the Pentecost church, if it is proven to have committed act of adultery, they would sanction you. You will sit at the back. I've seen people leaving the church, all right, because their pride was broken. All right. And I've seen others who stayed on and became pastors. All right. Because they got to know who they are
Okay.
and mastered courage. So the pride in them overcame. It fed the courage for them to stay on. So pride can be good. But when it becomes a yardstick as my way, so I overcame this way, so you too will have to overcome that way. If I don't do it that way, then I have a problem with you. Then it becomes a challenge.
Okay.
Pride also is good when it comes to dealing with situations. All right. Now, when you go to interview, one of the key things the panelists will be looking out for is your pride.
Okay.
All right. That's why the hosts of lions are known as pride, because there's a way they walk, there's a way they approach. You would know them by the way they are coming. They hold themselves in check and they tell you, I can do this. In our settings, people with pride, we call them too known. All right. And a typical example, I love that I don't know whether I now should call him a man. I love him so much. He's called the Diayu. All right. People don't like him. All right. But I like his pride. He knows what he can do. And so he wouldn't allow you to put him down. Pride helps you to hold your head up, irrespective of the depression and oppression around your life. Pride is good. But if you don't know how to manage pride, it becomes a challenge in not only in marriage, but wherever you find yourself. So you get people that have become thorn in the flesh, that their bosses are unable to handle them because they have pride. They can't control. Their pride, they can't work on. All right. But pride ought to be managed.
Okay.
And if you don't know how to manage it, it goes off hand.
Okay. Okay. I see. Can it destroy marriage?
Plenty.
How?
Okay. There's another terminology for pride. We call it ego. All right. Ego also defines your worth and your status. Okay. And nobody wants to be downtrodden.
Okay.
So when a person decide, I'm in marriage, I'm the head, and mostly it's the men that have a problem, and lately women are having that problem. So and we can underline the factor, and the factor is money and prestige. So I'm the man, I'm the head. We are going this way. This is what I say. We should go that way. And no compromise. So if the woman does anything wrong, then the man picks up. All right? And want to correct it. And in correction, they do it openly, whether the children are there or whether they are in front of his or her friends or her family members, so loud. All right? And it affects the next party, because then you are not having feeling for the impact. Your pride should not impact your environment negatively.
Okay.
It should impact the environment positively. When it's becoming negative, then you are proud. It's no more pride. It's proud.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when you are proud, then we're talking about boastfulness. We're talking about lording over. We're talking about bullying. Those who are proud bully a lot. So when a man tends to bully the wife, because maybe the wife, some love to marry illiterates because they think they are better wives. Others also marry semi-illiterates. And so with their little knowledge, they bully their wives. And lately, the complaints we'll be receiving is the other way around. Because women are empowered to go to school and to make it, they also now are having the pride. All right? A woman is a CEO or maybe a manager and will carry the sentiment of the work back home and want to now instruct the husband. Didn't you see me coming when I blew the horn? Why didn't you come to check that I'm in? I have things in the car. Can't you come to help me? It's good for a man to help.
Okay.
Likewise, a woman to help. But when you are making it a law, you are putting your pride before the marriage, and it will collapse the marriage.
Wow. It will collapse the marriage.
It will collapse the marriage.
It will collapse. Hey, just say,
no. You see, it's like traveling in a car without a spare tire. When your tire deflates, you will have to stop. Otherwise, you won't even get to your destination, plus destroying the car tire.
Okay.
And when pride gets into marriage, it halts the marriage or it will destroy the marriage totally. Yeah. It's that serious.
Okay.
Because the person doesn't see anybody better than him or her. So he advises himself. He's his own God. He is his own master. He does everything by himself and does not allow anybody to advise him or her.
Okay.
And their advice, you don't even know where to take advice from. Those who are proud, I won't use the word pride. Those who are proud, some read, but they don't put the reading into practice. So they have head knowledge, but value is missing.
Okay.
And they always propound theories, but you don't see it in their lives. And so the person whom you are talking to also finds problem with you, and you feels that you are better. So there's always division and headlong.
It would just be like a pastor preaching in church.
Thank you.
That stay away from so and so, and
then he exactly.
Okay. So earlier on you said pride. That is when you master courage can help you to come out of a situation. Now, in the situation whereby your in-law, comes in to maybe settle a case between yourself and then your husband, or your husband and then you, the wife, and instead of that thing weighing you down, you stand out to fight, so that you come out of that situation. Now the in-laws will see you as
proud.
Yes. Obu.
Yeah. Insolent.
What do you do?
Okay. In the first place, Bible prescribe how to handle issues. And it talks about when a person offends you, first of all, you go to the person. If the person refuses, bring in a second person. They refuse, bring in a third person. If they refuse, bring in the elders of the church. If they refuse, bring in the pastor. If they refuse, Bible says, treat them as infidel. The word infidel means they are not in the faith, a person without faith. Okay. When a parent will come in to solve a problem, it means an authority figure. It means the thing has moved from personal level to friendship level and now moved to authoritarian level.
Okay.
When it gets to authoritarian level, no matter who you are, you will have to submit, obey, for the respect of the authority. Right? Now, if that authority comes in to want to solve the challenge and you still refuse to stand out, your standing out is not to the person you have challenge with. It is to the authority that came in to want to solve the problem. And God doesn't play with authority. God always backs authority. Go through the Bible from Genesis to Revelation. Anything authority, God supports. So sometimes authority can be wrong. God first of all support the authority. All right? And then he would deal with any other person. When he finished with the person, then he comes to authority. He runs through the Bible. So when it happens, the attack is now not on the person. The attack is now on the authority that God has placed the person in. I'm a father not because I wanted to be a father. I'm a father because God has placed authority in life. That when I'm of age, I get married, I produce. When I produce, I plunge myself into fatherhood. The fatherhood is an office. When I'm there, whatever I do there, God will judge me. And whoever does anything against me, God will judge the person because that's an authority. Motherhood is there. It's an authority. All right? So when parents comes in to want to talk about issues, you would want to give the respect to that authority. If you fail to do that, you have disrespected that authority and God will deal with you.
Okay, but Reverend, at times you realize that the person is not handling the issue based on fairness. Okay, but he or she is backing either the son or the daughter. And you feel, no, at least if you want to come in to judge something, you need to be fair. You don't stand on one particular person's side and then leave the other. And then you see that stigma, which will let the person breaks down. It becomes a problem for the person to even rise up. It will care. I feel like what you are saying, I don't agree with you. You are not getting the whole thing, or you are not hearing my side of the story or the issue, and you are just basing on what maybe your son or your daughter has come to tell you, and you are leaving my own out. I will have to stand up.
I don't dispute the fact that some people are biased. Others, whatever. The biasness does not rule out the authority. What you need to do is that when the authority comes in and you think what they came to do was not fair, first of all, respect their directives. Then you look for external person to bring in to want to correct the damage. But don't disregard the authority. It's not. All right. So they have come in, and you can tell that this is blood relation biasness. All right. Okay. What do you want me to do? From today going, don't beat my daughter again. Okay, I won't beat my daughter. But for the respect I have for that authority, I would want to look for external authority to bring in. Then I also narrate my story for a fairness balance. But if I disregard you, mind you, we live on earth. Bible says, since the earth remains, seed time and harvest time shall not cease. That one was not spoken only to the earth. And even if you're speaking
So
to the
you
earth,
still reap what you sow.
exactly. Even if you're speaking to the earth, we came from the earth. So we are inclusive. It means we will sow, and they will sow also into our lives.
Okay.
Whatever is sown into our lives, we may sow back. And whatever is sown, we have to reap. And whatever we sow, we also have to reap. So it is just a matter of time.
Okay.
It will catch up with you.
Okay. So, Reverend, I think the other time we were having a discussion here, and then one of the resource person was saying there was an issue between a couple, and then the lady or the woman wanted, she actually packed out, almost stepping out of the house when I think she called the pastor, and then the pastor ordered her to get back to the house and go to the husband and put the phone on loudspeaker. Okay, she did all that, and then the pastor was like, undress yourself and sleep on the bed, which she did, and things worked out. But Reverend, that's something your husband has been trying to tell you about or ask you for forgiveness, and you are not listening. Right there, you call your pastor and he orders you to do this, and you obey your pastor than your husband. Don't you think the husband will feel
There is a challenge there.
okay?
It is said familiarity breeds contempt. There is something the church is not talking about.
Okay.
Familiarity in marriage. It's a very serious thing. And it works hand in hand with pride. So when a person feels that, oh, I used to know this man, I respected him so much. But since we got married, I'm realizing that what made me respect him was nothing. So he's nobody. That familiarity. So the person was so familiar to not to want to submit to the authority of the husband. Therefore, that is why God made authorities. If you escape one authority, another authority should be able to bring you into submission. Now, so what the pastor should do is this: to want to reinstate the authority of the husband in the home, because she can't always run to the pastor. She will now have to respect. This is where we deflate the woman to want her to know that you are nothing. Apart from we being earth, no matter the amount of money, there's one preacher man I have loved and I still love, and when I go to heaven I want to see him. He's called Professor Emeritus Kwesi Dixon of the Blessed Memory Methodist Church. I love that man. The man is learned. He speaks impeccable English.
Okay.
And when he's reading a book, he can read a book and edit the book whilst reading. He sees mistakes. He doesn't read the mistake. He edits and read. And when he's speaking, you will hear the first and last. There's not a single time the man speaks and you would forget the things he says. But where is he? He's going to be with the Lord. I always say that the knowledge the man had, he was able to pass it on through books and through teaching. But nobody was able to attain his status.
Okay.
Of course, people are there, but his uniqueness is missing.
We have upcoming ones.
We have upcoming ones. He is gone. The man is gone. So no matter who you are, what your status are, your educational background, do you know what is going to happen to you? Termite will eat your body. All right? So we need to deflate the woman to let her think that God formed the world and placed things in authority. Look, if you think you are too wild, you will build an air-conditioned house, have an air-conditioned office, have an air-conditioned car, so the authority of the sun will not scorch you. You know what is going to happen to you? Bacteria will kill you. Because you need the sun, all right, to beat on the bacterials to help you breathe in good air. Because the air conditioning, if you stay in it for too much, you have pneumonia. some bacteria will kill you. So you can't dodge from. God says, "Let the sun rule the day, and the moon rule the night." All right. So God placed an authority in the sun. So your air conditioned car, your air conditioned house, your air conditioned office, your air conditioned church, you will still need the sunshine to dry your things. All right. So we have to let the people know to learn to submit. And when they learn to submit, apart from letting the lady know that the husband is the head, sometimes ladies don't believe that one. So you put that one aside. Let them know that no matter what, you ought to submit to something. And when God placed an authority upon you, you better regard the authority upon you, because God doesn't do things in a vacuum. He does things in orderliness and does it for a purpose.
Okay.
And if you don't get the intent of God in his authority, you will misfire and your life will be too blamed.
Okay. So, Reverend, either a husband or a wife with pride issues, how do I handle that?
First of all, you can never live with a person without knowing. The Bible says, can two work together except they agree? So first of all, agreement is not that I accept to marry you. No, agreement is I have seen your faults, your shortcomings. I know who you are. Agreement in this context is adapting to the person.
Okay.
So adaptation is the word. So now, you have to be malleable. The man or the woman have to be malleable. Learn to adapt. Okay, my husband has some egoistic problem. How do I manage it? All right. If you don't know how to manage it, it would go off hand. So, first of all, understand. Secondly, learn. Learn by reading books.
Okay.
Learn by asking questions. Learn by sitting authorities. When I say authorities, I mean people that have studied psychology, people that have studied excuse me, forgive,
Some water.
people that have studied on anthropology, the lifestyle,
Sorry.
excuse me, you guys forgive me, lifestyle of human beings. Get to know what goes into pride, what happens to people when they move.
So sorry. Viewers, we're going for a quick turn. We'll be right back, okay?
Hello, this is Dr. Josephine Nsafo from the Breast Unit Kolebu Teaching Hospital. This year also we are partnering with Sonotech Medical and Diagnostic Center. October is here again. Breast Cancer Awareness Month 2021. The message hasn't changed. Early detection and effective treatment save lives. I hope you've been doing your monthly breast self-examination throughout the year. So I'm just here to remind you that it's time to get your annual breast screening done. And for women 40 years and above, you need to do your mammogram. Breast scans are also very useful for women of all ages. And Sonotech is giving up to 50% discount this year at their Osu, West Hills, and Tema branches. Every year, the breast unit sees about 400 new cases of breast cancer, including a few men, in addition to those already living with the disease. Unfortunately, almost 70% of these are already advanced. This is because people do not come early, and a lot are trying natural, herbal, and alternative remedies which do not work. So we have a lot of unnecessary deaths. But for those who do come early with effective treatments, they have been cured. And I'm happy to say that we have a lot of breast cancer survivors with us. So remember to look for changes in your breast. A lump in your breast or your armpits, and a dimple, a rash, a sore, nipple discharge, especially when it's bloody. And remember that when breast cancer starts, it's usually not painful. Early detection is key. And with effective treatment, should you be diagnosed with breast cancer, your life will be saved. Stay safe.
Welcome back, viewers, from the break. It's still your show, Family Life, on Adoatv. My name is Obahima Efe. We are talking about issues of pride in marriage. And before we went on the quick break, Reverend was telling us about how to deal with a partner who has pride. Okay, so, Reverend, and then we're also reminding ladies out there, it's still Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Just go to any hospitals check your breast and have your breast checked before it becomes too late. You feel that BBI you okay? No, you need to check it. Even at home, you can also check it. But just go to any hospital. You can go to Sonotech Medical Diagnostic all the branches to check your breast to see if you are safe or not. So, Reverend, as you were saying.
Yeah. So to handle or to deal with pride, first of all, you'll have to always find out, do you want the things to be done always by your way?
Okay.
Learning to live in a team and learning to compromise is the best way to deal with pride. Now, if it is not you and is the opposite person, you will have to learn to also endure. The endurance is not keeping quiet. Endurance is to find your way out. God made us in such a way that we are not limited. We are always able to circumnavigate around situations. When you think that there is an obstacle, anyone who stays behind the obstacle has not activated the God-given brain, because no brain can be blocked. That is why corruption is unable to be dealt with, because no matter how you put measures, the mind is fast and smart to want to go around it. The way to go around it is, first of all, to find out, what can I do not to break this man or this woman, still love him, and to contain. Tolerance. Tolerance with knowledge. Sometimes we tolerate without knowledge, and we tend to be frustrated. Those who are frustrated are those who tolerate without knowledge. All right? If I get to know that is your problem, I want to find out what makes your problem triggered.
Okay.
And if I get to know what makes your problem triggered, I will learn to live with you. I am tolerating you with knowledge. And by so doing, I'm wise. But if I don't find out, and I'll say I'm keeping quiet, I'll be frustrated. And the frustration...
finding out and then trying to help, and the person is not giving you the chance.
No. It's a no-go area.
Okay.
The person has built his life for all these years before you got married. You can't change that person.
Hey.
You can't.
So you have to endure.
I have come across people who always want to change their husbands or their wives because they are so proud. All right. So they want to do something. So sometimes they want to say something to hit them. And a proud person, if you say one word to hit or him or her, you give them the chance to groom and brood over the things, and what will come out of their mouth. If you don't run away, you die. All right. So you can't. Don't try. You can't change. Look, God in heaven cannot even change the person.
Hey.
Oh yes. You want examples? Oh, why didn't God change the devil from heaven?
Maybe he just had to give him the chance.
Okay, why didn't God change Adam? Why didn't God change what's his name? Cain from killing Abel? You see, when God formed man out of the dust of the ground, he did something. He breathed breath of life into man, and man became a living soul. So we can say God took himself and put into man. Okay. And when he finished, he said, take dominion, rule, take charge. Then he will come down the cool of the day to want to worship. That worship is 25%. The take charge, rule, and dominate is 75.
Okay.
So that's 75% of your life makes you decide to want to patch up with God. And that is why human beings ought to be convinced and persuaded to believe back in God, because he has handed over to us our will. And he's now asking, bring me your will for us to patch up. And so when a person is proud and the person doesn't find grounds to want to submit, you can't change the person.
Okay.
And so you don't try. You adapt. You find ways and means. And the best way to do about it, study the word. Pray. And now look for knowledge. Read. If you thank God of the blessing of the internet. If you go on the internet, you get massive information. But beware of which information, the source of the information, because some of the information will mislead you. Otherwise, in Africa and in Ghana, we don't value counselors, because most pastors have made themselves counselors. And so they don't see the professional counselors, and it's making the work a little difficult. But sit with a counselor, and everybody has pride. To which extent your pride moves into proudness depends on how unwilling you are to want to team up with people.
Okay.
All right, and wanting your way out. And most people with the temperament of choleric sometimes are seen as proud, because they always want you to do what they are called, or what they have spelled out. And if you meet a husband who's choleric or a wife who's choleric, you have to speak in tongues. They are goal getters. And when they are moving, nothing, what they have said their heart to do is what they want to do. And mostly, pride is seen in those with choleric temperament. Yeah. I didn't say anything. I didn't mention anybody's name. I just said choleric.
Oh, okay. So, Reverend, a husband or wife maintaining his or her integrity, would it be termed as pride?
Okay. In Christianity, we are made to conform.
Okay.
We are taught to conform to a standard and rule of life. The standard is Christ. The rule are the scriptures, or we call the holy scriptures, all right, or the sacred scriptures. And if your principle is birthed out of the standard of life, the other party should know of it. Sometimes our standard of life is out of the blues. The other party is not aware of it, because we are not magicians. We are also not all-knowing. So there are certain things in the Bible we don't know. So if you found a principle you want to live by it, spell it out. And so you're like, this is the way I am. And when you saw me, this is the way I am. So are you a rock of Gibraltar? We are made to conform. That's why I say God cannot change us. So God lead us into conforming into his son. So in the conforming, we may drop out, fall, but with our mindset focus on wanting to conform, we get back and we are moving. So if you have a standard of living and you want that life to be known, spell it out. And when you spell it out, the person you are living with should accept it. Talk about compromise. So if I tell you that, as for me, I wake up and I'm a nocturnal being mostly. By 2 a.m. I'm up. And sometimes I can stay throughout the night. Not that I'm praying. Maybe I'm studying, or maybe I just feel like not sleeping. So it doesn't mean that my wife should also wake up at 2 a.m. So I say, hey, you like sleeping too much, wake up 2 a.m. sleep. No. That's my way of life. All right? And I shouldn't protect that thing so strongly. And if I ever want to wake up at night, I shouldn't turn on the light, or I should leave the room. It shouldn't also stop me from having fun with my wife.
Okay.
I shouldn't say that, oh, didn't you see that I woke up at 2 a.m. I'm tired, I want to sleep. No. All right? It shouldn't disturb anything in the house, because that is my way of life. That's my privacy. The moment I make it a standard for the family to live on, pride is coming in. And when I make it a standard without factoring them into it, we do this because of this. These are the results. Then they all say, okay, I can do it, but I can't do it like you do it. So help me to do it. Then we are living as a family.
Okay.
But when I don't factor them and I push it down their throat, pride is coming in. I'm being proud.
Okay. Hey, pride doesn't mean it. And then some pie about. So are there any signs for you to know that this partner has pride?
Plenty of them.
Okay, let's talk about
Sign number 1, they are unbending. They don't easily accept rules. They don't easily accept correction.
Okay.
They always think they have a better plan. So when you have sat down to plan, you're like, oh, this is my place, what I want to do. Like, okay, no, put this one aside, or do it, or do. So when you see the signs, it's an indication of pride. Again, they don't know how to submit. So they work at a place where they go to work at any time. They do things anyhow. They don't want to be corrected. And they don't stay at one church. They are here today, there tomorrow. And they can't stand it when somebody they are older than is ahead of them. So there are so many signs, and even when they get food to eat, they can tell you the ingredients. I'm blessed with that grace. When I taste the food, I can tell you everything within it. And I don't see it as a derogatory, all right? But I see it as a complimentary. Oh, I think, oh, that food is nice. It is, and I'm chilling, and I'm a and I'm chilling. And I need to know yeah cry and soon all right. Their complaint is piercing, and they always feel they are on top.
Okay.
Whenever you do mistake, they can hammer on your little mistake as though it's like the expression hammering a mosquito with a mallet. All right. So any little thing they do, they capitalize on it and they can make it is a sign
Okay.
of pride.
Okay. But in a situation whereby I come in a nice way to tell you about, maybe you brought a suggestion, not a suggestion, because once no yeah, it's like nobody says anything.
It's a directive.
But yes. And then I come in to tell you that, oh, maybe we should do it this way. I believe that is going to help. Does it become pride?
You see, there are so many ways. Soft talking in itself is not an antidote for humility.
Hey.
So I can be very soft in my demeanor, but so proud. Pride is seen in our action,
Okay.
mostly. So I can talk to you. You can talk to me. I'll be quiet and can look at you. You can easily see prideness. All right. Now, when you come to me and you talk softly, your soft voice doesn't depict your humility. So when I sense that, or when I have known you, and you are coming with a softness,
You won't know, yeah.
talk and go. Because I know where you're coming from. All right. Maybe you want to avoid the classiness, or want to avoid some raft or some whatever. So let me be quiet, talk and go. Okay. So if I've known you, your softness doesn't hold water. Again, if it's sometimes the choice of words. All right. Your tone will be very soft, but your choice of words, and then the choice of words, tone, and I forgot the third one. I'll tell you. Your choice of words can let me know that what you are talking about, the way you are talking about, you are still proud. All right. I can be very soft in talking, but my choice of words. So the soft nature doesn't depict anything. It's the words,
Okay.
the tone, and the texture of your voice, which also your tone, will tell whether you're proud or not.
Okay. Okay. But Reverend, as you are saying that you cannot change someone who has pride in him or her, and I feel, don't you think it will lead to something?
Then you are locked in. And me being a minister, I belong to the school of thought that marriage ought not to be broken. We don't dissolve marriage. So when you are in there, with all the counseling thing I've received, I also tell you don't go. That's me. Yeah, if you are locked in there, you are locked in there. Maybe when you meet other counselors, they'll give you another antidote. But I hold in high my office. All right, I don't dissolve marriage. The least we can do is to separate with the intention of coming back.
Go back, eh?
If you don't come back, you've separated. I didn't dissolve the marriage.
But in this case, would you still be counseling the other one who
Yes.
has the issue?
You can't ask them to separate without counseling. All right, and in our jurisdiction, it's like a person who a young lady or a young man who have engaged in adultery and pregnancies out, and we've gone to see that this is what is happening. We will suspend you from activeness of devotion in the church. When I say devotion, maybe you are leading something, you are a leader of something. And when we suspend you, we bring you to school. what brought you here, we have to learn. So you come through counseling for the period of suspension. When we are done with the counseling, we reinstate you. We don't just ask you to go and sit down. So when you for any reason you've separated, there should be counseling. When you separate without counseling, you won't come back. And most people who separated without counseling didn't come back. And later on, this one have gone to do his own thing, this one have gone to do her own thing. And then when they have faced realities, like Momo, they came back and something else. All right. So when we separate, we get to see the worth of each other. Then the counseling also opens us up for correction. And then we adjust. Then we come back.
So does the counseling become a willingness or to accept it all?
Yes, the counseling.
It's a mandate.
The counseling becomes an eye opener.
Okay.
All right. Because there are things you're doing, you don't know you're doing it. Okay. Like this morning, I was sharing with the church. There is an aspect of God's forgiveness. Okay. That speaks of forgiving. But when He forgives, the one aspect where we don't talk about is leave. The leaving suggests that when He has forgiven us, we leave the arena which impacted the sin in us in the first place. So Jesus will meet the woman who has committed adultery and was about to be stoned, and He says, neither do I condemn thee. In other words, I forgive you. Then He added by saying, go and sin no more. So when you are forgiven, you leave the arena of what impacted the sin on you. Am I here with you? Yeah. So when you've separated, there are things you don't know. So when you are learning, you get to know, oh, okay, so I was doing this, it was wrong. Oh, that's why this happened. Okay, oh, then I miss my husband. Oh, then I miss my wife. Then the separation becomes an eye-opener. And then the counseling also help you to build your foundation to come back.
Okay.
But separation without counseling is no.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, Reverend, how do we fight the stigma of pride?
That's a very big issue. You will have to be courageous. Otherwise, relocate. When people have got to know, they are called to know. When they are meeting you, they meet you with prejudiced mind. And that's a stigma in itself. You will have to do any and everything to want to leave that arena by correcting the things that are being spoken of.
Okay.
All right. So they keep saying that, oh, we there, oh, mua there, we there, new kasa rough, we there, whatever. And they speak to people anyhow. You don't respect. You don't listen to advice. When you keep hearing all those things, you want to advise yourself. Okay, from today going, I'll change. So change is a difficult thing, but it is not something you cannot do. All right. So when you hear those things, you want to learn and find a way to turn a new leaf. Otherwise, relocate, change the environment.
Okay. But if you know what they are saying about you,
it's not true.
It's not true. Do you still have to relocate?
You know, I have always maintained that when it is only one person telling you one thing, you can say it's not true. When it moves out of one person to 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, you better believe it. Because if you sample them, there is a truth. Maybe some of them will exaggerate, but there will be a truth in whatever they are saying.
But at times, you realize there's nothing like that.
It could be a perceptual problem. But if truly you realize there's nothing like that, then prove to them what they are thinking is wrong.
This is it. There's nothing you'd say that.
Yeah, but you see, it will be difficult. All right, Jesus was called many names, but at the end of the day, those who called many names said that now we know he's the Son of God. So you have the responsibility.
Before it will get to that No me afite boache.
Yes, because Jesus had to die for them to know. They are affitable. They will fit you. Yes, you best say, and it's part of the ingredients of God's making.
Okay.
All right, Christianity is not or other religion is not roses. There's the part where you have to endure, and the endurance stage works out.
That endurance stage, it's difficult to. Reverend, at times you stand out for something, and then you become
Labeled with names.
In fact, I'm saying this on personal experience.
I know, but the thing is this: there is always a way to prove them wrong.
But it took time.
Yeah, time is always the vindictor.
But Reverend, the issue is how many will have that courage to stand up or to be on their feet again. I always say that, you see, these fingers are not equal.
Sure.
So for this little one to get to the middle finger, it's for that middle finger to help the little one to climb up.
Sure.
Now, you have to help the little one, you are rather bringing that person down. How does this person rise up again?
Dr. Miles Moreau says it better.
Please, our phone lines are open so you can call in for your comments, suggestions, or your questions.
Dr. Miles Moreau says it better. Says, if a purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. So those who are oppressing you, they don't know your purpose. And the oppression is that they are abusing you. So you can't fight that one. All right? It's up to you who is abused to endure, to muster courage, to break out.
Endure.
Endure.
Reverend.
Yeah. Ability to stay through without complaint, yet finding ways of surviving is called endurance. If you can't survive, it's not endurance. If you can't contain, it's not endurance. Ability to stay quiet, not complaining, not fighting back, and finding ways to survive is called endurance.
So something that you've been fighting for, and then you have a bad tag, and then later they realize that no, maybe one or two realize this thing this person was saying is really true, and now you want the person to come back, to come and take up that same thing he or she started.
You read, I don't want to sound so biblical in this context, but today it looks like I'm going to the Bible because that's my authority anyway.
Yeah.
You read the Bible, and in Genesis from 48 down to 52, you see the life of Joseph. All right. And what did he do for his brothers to hate him? He didn't do anything. All right. He just told them his dream. He just had a dream. And they're like, so sometimes it's out of envy. People will tag you out of envy. All right.
Okay.
Sometimes people cannot handle.
Please, can we hold on? Have
Okay.
a caller. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, madam.
Maxwell, right?
Yes.
Is it
Hello,
Maxwell?
Yeah, Mark.
Okay. Please go ahead.
Let me express myself in Finnish.
Okay.
I'm having issue in my relationship
Okay.
about the privacy. Sometimes you see the person is difficult, instead of being quiet, then I say, or not the time where they want me to I should stop. It's not my to walk on my it's so far and I say to, but you see his wife always on top.
Okay. So Reverend will say something on it.
You see, some of these things, people also learn by observation. When a person's voice is on top, it's like going to marry a woman who lived around, forgive me, and I'm not being that sarcastic to those who live around Choco and all those people, who are people that are well cultured. But just in case the person lives around that area, there's a way they talk. So unconsciously, they have learned to talk with their voice. They talk because of the wave of the sea, the sound. So the wave toss. And so when they are talking, they have to talk louder to overcome the sound of the wave. All right. So when they leave that environment and they get to another environment, forgive. Forgive.
Please go ahead.
When they leave that environment and they are talking, they forget unconsciously, subconsciously, they until they are told that they didn't too much before they cool down. All right. Yeah. But it wouldn't go by just that incident. It will take time. Sometimes some of them will even go when they have had challenges or problems, or some of them have been jailed by that before they decide to calm down. All right. And so when your partner speaks on top of their voice, some of them also learn by observation. How do you also correct the person? No. Bible says a soft answer turns away wrath. So that the person is talking, you have to be quiet. Then you would want to find a nice way. Don't even sit in the house. Pick her to one of the malls. You go there. Don't buy anything. Just go and sit and buy some chocolate drink or some biscuits, or sit down and tell the person, there's something I want to talk to you about. I think unconsciously, when you are talking, you raise your voice, especially when you are angry. I know it will not be easy for you to stop it, but please, you are now taking the person into yourself and trying to calm down. Okay. Tell the person, the other day the way you spoke, what you said was good, but the way you said it was wrong. So I took your advice, but you are on top of your voice. So please calm down. There is no human being that will never listen. We all listen, but we refuse to hear when what you are saying is becoming an insult to us. The one who supposedly is proud receives things as insult. That is why they always speak out. So you have to approach the person in a different way, that you're not insulting the person's intelligence. And the person now will calm down. And when people respect you, they can't easily lord it over you. When people disrespect you, is when their pride always lord over you.
So, Reverend, would you agree that you can change someone with pride?
I won't say you change the person, but you can manage the person. Because it's difficult to change a person.
But at times, some do change.
It's management. Because when they leave, when they leave you, they can do it to another person. Okay. If the person has not changed yet. Okay. All right. Okay. With you, you can manage. Don't you know that you see people who are very, when they see their bosses, then they are down. The respect calms the thing down. Okay. So if you learn to let your partner respect you, you will curb it. You will manage it. Okay. They can send it elsewhere, but in your home, to be managed. It's respect.
Okay. So still coming back to the management of the stigma.
When people have known who you are and they have tagged you, you will have to do something. What do? Number one, you want to, first of all, break the ice. Because when people have tagged you, there's tension. Yeah. And the tension makes them always read meaning to whatever you do. Break the ice by wanting to re-establish, the word is re-establish friendship with them.
Friendship?
Yes. Yes. One of the reasons why they think you are proud is that you can't come down to become friends with them. So break the ice and re-establish friendship with them.
Hey, forever.
Yeah.
Am I one?
It's key.
No, but okay, what I do is I see you. We cannot be as we used to be, but the greeting times, it's cool. I will greet you because, Reverend,
some
stigma. Hi. You see, the endurance was a process.
Let me convince you on the, what they call it, John Wesley's way. All right. I'm a Methodist at heart. So you don't say that I want to be on high term with a person. If God was on high term with you, your oxygen will be impeded. The heavens will be shut to some level. Your life will be in shambles. And God will say, angels, don't play to the territory of this woman because she's on high terms with me. Anytime she wants to pray for me, when she's praying, don't even send Angel Gabriel. Send Angel Chukuchuku. Let Angel Chukuchuku go there. So, you and I, we don't have a choice. Our reconciliation is restoration. Our reconciliation is going back. So, re-establish. That makes you master. That makes you... Paul says that we were enmity with God. But today, we can boldly go into his presence to seek for help in time of need. Grace is speaking. So where is your graciousness?
Reverend, your final words to our viewers out there.
I want to establish that pride is a good thing. We all have one. It helps us to hold ourselves. It helps us to earn respect. It helps us to also not to be oppressed. But when pride is not well managed, it can make us enemies of the state, enemies of the family, enemies of marriages, enemies in the church. Because then we become too outspoken, we become too opinionistic, we become too rigid, and our opinion should be taken. But when we have understood that pride is good, but it comes to compromise, and we always want to find out how we impact our surroundings and our environment, then pride is getting down for grace to overshadow. May your marriage be sweet. May your husband understand you. May your wife respect you. May your in-laws respect you. And may your children, your family, the people around you, respect you, so as never to stand in your way with pride. You are blessed.
Having your number.
Next week.
Okay, viewers, so thanks so much for making time to watch this program, and I believe you are learning whatever thing we discuss here. And yes, we only want to say something and just walk away. No, these are things or issues happening. It's happening. You are not seeing it, but people are going through a lot of challenges or a lot of problems in their marriages. And I believe some might have regretted, but you see, you don't also regret it. So we are telling you so that you learn. Reverend has said a lot about issues of pride, a lot. In fact, I was really happy when he talked about the endurance process. You have to endure certain things. I did it. Not in marriage, I'm not married, no. But I did it. And it was really hard, but some way, somehow, it really helped. That is what is still keeping me. It's still keeping me, and it can keep you out there. So please, try to know your partner. What your partner wants, and I say the way your partner is. Reverend said something. Try to know the source of that thing that triggers that pride. When you know about it, you can manage the person. Or you be unkasa. And yes, you are feeling pompous or as a no, but you are what? Enduring it because you know what triggers it. And for someone who has pride, it's not easy to change that person. You cannot change it, as the Reverend said. You can't change. You can manage the person. So try to manage the person, and also you correcting the person. It should be in a nice way, a nice tone. And yes, ABA or Casa soft as a Reverend Kai, and yes, softness in a best solve issue. No, the choice of words you use when you are correcting the person, that will help the person to really understand. Nipa nipa. The same blood I have in me, you also have it. So that person also have it. So whatever you say to the person, maybe at that moment, you, but when he or she, yes, badrin ba ka sem che not nasia or dream who kwetri. Whatever it is, or better nasia dream who be say no, ade we. Emisa e was Mrs. At times it's not the person's will or wish to have that pride or that proudness in him or her. But baby you're free. Yan cheno. And all year no yan can't these things that you are doing wouldn't help. So he or she feels it's normal. You know, Reverend, yesterday I was having a discussion with someone, and then the woman was like, there were two married women, and they were like, there are some places that you don't bring up your child from. And the names they mentioned, I was just like, you people, me pass mama me, please. And they're like, no, if you want to train up a child, there are some places it's a no-go area. Because obesua suban bia a bad thing so obesisa film. We are not saying those living at the shore are bad people or they are not good-mannered people. No. But you see, you learn something unknowingly and then you practice that thing unconsciously. Before you realize, now, are you too late? So please, whatever we've discussed here, kindly try your possible best to take note of it. And I also want to say thank you to all those that are supporting me, especially during the disaster. Reverend took me by surprise when we started the show. I thank you all so very, very much. The support is great. And to my team, Fred, he's always there. We fight, but he has been a really supportive person. Yeah. Yes. And then Reggie, they've been really, really, really supportive. They try to always have my back, and I salute them. Wherever I go, I have you guys also at heart. And to Blank Singh, Jonah, Enoch, Antonizi, Dan, Pepsival, Uncle Reggie, Sasu, I love you all. And to our resource persons who have been coming, Pastor Patrick, Pastor Michael, Ampim, Nyakon, the Apostle Abenza, Pastor Shadrach, and to Reverend yourself and your wife. Yeah. We say thank you so much for always availing yourself to come on this set to come and share experiences for viewers out there to also learn from whatever topic we discuss here. Viewers, so we come your way same time, same day next week. It's your show Family Life on Adoatv. We come every Sunday at 12 to 1:30 p.m. If you are not able to watch today's program, you can just stream to our Facebook link. That is Adoatv at Adoatv Ghana. When you go there, you just check for Family Life. All the previous series are there. You can also watch it and then learn from there. So we come your way same day, same time. Bye-bye. It's been Obahima FA with your show Family Life on Adoatv.